Hello, everybody. It's Vicky B. And I would say welcome back to Wisdom Wednesdays, but it's not Wednesday. So we're going to call it Freedom Friday because this week's been crazy. Um, but today I want to talk about what we feel like is holding us back. So I know that we all have like goals and things that we want to accomplish and things that we are praying for, but in what other ways are you working towards your goals other than just praying to God or like making a list or like I know I have a tendency to plan out stuff and then it goes awry. How do you get yourself back on track? Um and I also like experience a lot of like overthinking, like paralysis, let's call it, where you try to plan out every single detail and you end up spending so much time planning that you like almost forget like why you were passionate about like what it was that you're trying to do. So, in those times, I know that it's like really helpful to me to encourage other people. And I know this is going to sound a little bit weird, but bear with me. So, as I'm going through a season of transition myself and um, trying to refocus on goals that I have and like things that I want to accomplish in my life. Even though like there have been some like blockades and like um, just things that I feel like have held me back. And some of those things include my own like self sabotage, let's call it. Um, but I find it really helpful for me to look at the people around me and just encourage them in a way like kind of shout them out like what the things that I see that they're doing well and things that they may feel like they're not adequately doing, but like you can see like the progress in them that they may not be able to see in themselves. So just speaking over somebody and encouraging them as they go along your journey is very helpful for you to like walk in your journey because I was really recently in therapy talking about how like the things that I see in my siblings and like just things that I want to talk to them about and just encourage them in the sense of like I've always viewed like my older siblings as these like uber smart people, and that's not to say that I don't still view them that way, but I don't think that your success is based on how intelligent you are. It's really based on how diligent you are. So like even if you don't think that you're the smartest person in the room, it's really whoever has the most determination and has um, the most like stick to itiveness. Like, remember people used to say that? Um, that really helps you stand out and that helps you in life more than just like that natural ability to do things. Because what I've noticed is people that have a natural inclination to just automatically rise to an occasion when it comes to education, they tend to like get bored or like they don't have to like develop plans on like how something's going to get done. So if it doesn't work out, like it seems like they just kind of give up. And I think like one big thing that's important in life in general is being able to pivot. So let's say, like, I'll use myself as an example. Like, I spent most of my life wanting to be a doctor. And as I was finishing up, like, I want to say, like, the last 3 or so credits that I needed to complete my pre med um, requirements and like start studying and sit for the MCAT, I was like, man, do I really want to do school for 4 more years and then do med school for 4 more years, 4 years, do med school for 4 years, do residency for 4 years, and whatever else I was going to find myself doing at the time, because I was also looking at like MD, PhD programs because I enjoy science. So I didn't want to just be a medical doctor that didn't get to do like research. I I think I was married for about like 7 or 8 months at the time. And I was just like, I want to have kids in the next like 4 years. What is that going to look like? Like, am I still going to want to do that? And then we're going to have like even more debt at this point. And I was just like, if that is something that I still want to do, it's not something that needed to be done in that season. Um, so I pivoted. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna finish up these classes, um, because what's the point? I already paid for it. Um, and I decided to focus on finding like research positions and laboratory positions, and that's how I ended up working in the lab that I'm in now. So I think that, like, to get back to the subject, like speaking over the people around you can sometimes lead you to like an epiphany yourself, because I was talking about like my siblings, and I ended up speaking to myself saying like, you know, just because things didn't work out the first time that you tried it doesn't mean that you necessarily need to stop working toward that thing. And I'm not referring to medical school, but just referring to something that's in progress right now. And I will share later as I, get more, I don't want to say more information, but as I get more results, I will share with you guys like kind of what's going through my mind. But I kind of feel like it's better, or at least for me in this season right now, to hold things that are near and dear to my heart. Like, I'll speak them to like my close people and obviously speak them to God, but I'm not completely comfortable, since I'm new to this thing, speaking it like outright on the internet. But one day that will be something that I'm able to do, is, preemptively speak over a testimony over something that I know to be true. And I'm not saying that I don't trust what I know to be true right now, but, you know, I'll journal it and date it, and, you know, y'all can either believe it or not, but one day I will be able to speak on things as they're happening. Um, but yeah, like, I really do think that it's important for you to speak over the people that are close to you, especially if see that they need encouragement and see something within them that, maybe the words that you speak to them will um, bring it out of them. And in those moments, like, you end up also encouraging yourself to really rid yourself of of what I think is like, a lot of times spiritual fear holding you back from the things that you are looking forward to yourself. So today's verse is comes from Second Timothy chapter 1 verse 7, and I have two translations because I typically use New Living Translation. Um, but the King James version I feel like is the one that like really sticks out in my mind when I remember this verse. So I'll read. And the King James version says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind." And I feel like it just hits different. Like sometimes you need King James to like grab you up, like of sound mind, like self-discipline. You're like, dang, like do I even have that? But it's saying right there that God has given you that already. But God has also given you a sound mind. Like think about that. Like you don't have to panic. You don't have to fret. You don't have to fear. Pray. Pray to God and remember the things that He's giving you, because sometimes we get so focused on what if this, what if that, where like God's already told you. Like God will reveal bits and pieces of His plan, but He may not tell you how. But He'll tell you you're going to be taken care of. I mean, He's already but said it, that the blades of grass and the flowers don't worry about where their meal is coming from. They don't worry about like their protection, but they're protected. Like I was having a conversation with my daughter, and we were just talking about the different seasons, and she said something to me. She was like, "Mommy, yeah, the grass lives under the snow." And I was like, "No, grass doesn't stay when it's like cold." And I said, "Well, actually, you're right. The roots of the grass can stay dormant under the snow, and it'll grow back that next year." And I was like, man, this 5-year old is like speaking to me. And like sometimes all it takes is you having a conversation where like you're either encouraging somebody um and try to build them up, and you end up speaking to yourself and building yourself up, because in that moment I was speaking on how I I would love to take more opportunities to build my brothers up and just say like I see this in you and I know you can do it, like to remind them of all the things that they have done, to remind them of all the hardships they've already been through, that they've made it through. Like you can make it through this time. You don't have to worry about how you're going to make it through. Like you've already been through so much. You can make it through this. Like, and just continually encouraging them and the gifts that I see in them and the things that I have always seen in them since I was a young girl. Like I've always looked up to my brothers, and like honestly, like the biggest part of me pushing myself so hard through like elementary, middle, and high school was so that I felt like I would be like in line with my brothers, because they just seemed like they got everything, that it seemed so easy to them. So I push myself to work hard, and in that I build something up in myself that I can tap into whenever I need to. Like I have this ability to set my eyes on something and go after it, and I like won't stop until I get it. And that's just, something that I feel like has come from the fact that like I had to push myself. I had to try hard. Like, it wasn't like, some things were easy, but not everything was easy to me. But if I noticed that if I tried hard enough, it became easier. So just remember that the spirit of fear is not what God gave us. He gave us spirit of power and of love and of sound mind. And use all of these things and pray over all of these things and pray over yourself and speak over the people around you, because it not only encourages the people, like your community, but it encourages you. All right, y'all. Have a good day. And I hope this helps. Anybody out there, please comment some things, nice, encouraging things, and like and share. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye.